our last chapter, which is on the implementation of management in construction project. We have part 1 and part 2, and today we're going to learn on the part 1. The implementation of management in construction project, including cost control management, resource management, quality management, communication management, and also risk management. So today we're going to learn on the TQM implementation of management in quality in construction project part 1. Okay, do you remember this? The traditional triangle on the sustainable, which is on the cost, quality, and time, was past, which currently being substituted with newer form, the hexagon, as in chapter 1. We still remember. However, based on the sustainability focus on the cost, quality, and time. However, based on the quality alone, it becomes a critical component which determine the successfulness of the entire effort towards sustainable construction. So, no quality, no sustainable. So, what is total quality management? Total means everyone and everything that we do. Okay, that is total. Quality means giving the customers or client what they expect all the time. That is quality. And management is the way we act and operate our policies and procedures and our training and instructions to our employees. So that is quality. So total quality management is a management system for a customer focused organizations that involve all employee in continual improvement of all aspects of the organization. TQM, Total Quality Management, use a strategy, data, and effective communication to integrate the quality principles into the culture and activities of the organization. So satisfaction is equal to expectation versus actual. So we need to have a quality according to the expectation of our customer. So according to some references, TQM is managerial philosophy which aim to achieve organization's main target using the sources including employees. So the aim of TQM is to improve the total performance at the workplace. So it covers all functions, activities, and people who are responsible for their competitiveness in organization. The employees are expected to participate not only in maintaining the quality, but also in improving their total performance so that the wastages will not be avoided, production costs will be go down, and the enterprise can earn more profit. Okay, so the advantages of TQM is customer satisfaction, quality improvement, absence of additional investment, raises competitiveness, facilitates expansions and diversification, provide trained and motivated employees, miscellaneous advantages, and including the long-term consumer support, prestigious position, international marketing, high standard of living to employees, and cost control. And the principles of TQM, there are 5 principles of TQM, including the employee participation, teamwork, process focus, continuous improvement, and customer focus. The most important purpose for the implementation of TQM process is to get the assigned tasks completed at the right time and with quality improvement. So customer focus ultimately determines the level of quality. No matter what an organization does to foster quality improvement, training employees, integrating quality into the design process, upgrading computer or software, or buying new measuring tools, the customer determines whether the effort were worthwhile or not. Okay, because the quality is depend on the customer's quality. And employee participation or involvement All employees participate in working towards common goals. We have one goals, right? So total employee commitment can only be obtained after fear have been driven from the workplace, when empowerment had occurred and management has provided the proper environment. Jadi bila tak takut, tak ada fear tu, okay, masuk kerja pukul 8, keluar balik pergi beli sarapan, lepas tu makan, lepas tu baru kerja sikit-sikit, rehat, ada sempat main game. So that is important in employee participation when we have this the fear driven from the workplace, and then the employee will follow instruction from the boss. Okay, jadi dia rasa takut. Okay, kalau tak, dia relax. The high performance work system integrate continuous improvement efforts with normal business operation, and the self-managed work team are one of form of the empowerment. Okay, we need to have the work team. Kalau tak ada group, kumpulan bekerjasama, jadi benda kerja kita tak jalan, because we need to work together to settle the activities at construction site. Okay, and a fundamental part of TQM is a focus on process thinking. So a process is a series of steps that take inputs from the suppliers, internal or external, and transform them into outputs that are delivered to customers. Again, either internal or external. So the steps required to carry out the process are defined, and performance measures are continuously monitored in order to detect unexpected variation. And we need to have continuous improvement, which is a major thrust of TQM. Okay, continual improvement drive an organization to be both analytical and creative in finding ways to become more competitive and more effective at meeting stakeholder expectation. So we have 5 TQM principles, and we have another 6 supporting elements, okay, which is the leadership, education and training, supportive structure, communication, reward and recognition, and measurement. So these, the 5 principles of TQM can be achieved in an organization with the aid of these 6 basic supporting elements. So we have 5 principles with 6 supporting elements. Okay. So number 1, supporting elements number 1, leadership. So leadership is visionary leaders will set the direction, develop the strategies, coach employees for achieve excellence. Because leadership will actually manage their workers to do the activities. And then education and training. Okay, educate and training employees on the mission, vision, direction, and strategy of the organization, skills they need to secure quality improvement and resolve problem. Even in UTHM, macam saya sendiri dah tua-tua pun, we need to go for training 14 days a year, every year, tiap-tiap tahun, because we want to maintain or improve the quality. Okay, and supportive structure, where the seniors managers may require support to bring about the change necessary to implement a quality strategy. Organization also need to build internal and external partnership for mutual benefits. Supporting elements number 3, which is communication. Communication is a quality improvement, may need to be addressed differently to communicate to all employees or sincere commitment to change, because we need to have the team support. So you need to have communication. Reward and recognition. Teams and individuals who successfully apply the quality process must be recognized, and suitable reward so that the rest of the organization will know what is expected and motivate. So if you work for so long and you are not recognized, you will downgrade the motivation to work, right? So for example, in UTHM, we have this annual excellent staff, staff cemerlang, setiap tahun ada. anugerah aspirasi. For example, kalau staf cemerlang tu dapat RM1,000, you get 1,000 if you are selected by your boss to become excellent worker. Jadi siapa yang pilih, macam kat UTHM kalau faculty, dekan yang pilih. Jadi staf cemerlang akan dapat RM1,000. Macam tu juga anugerah-anugerah lain to motivate the employee. And measurement, how you want to measure their performance. Okay, so every year we have this, if government staff, we have SKT, okay, where you actually fill the form, all works that you have done in year, and then you will get marks. So for example, for government staff, we have increment salary every year. Jadi kalau markah tu, the marks must achieve 80 and above. 80 ke atas dapat naik gaji setiap tahun. So biasanya kerajaan tak ada masalah lah. Semua dapat 80 ke atas, kecuali yang ada masalah apa tu, disiplin dan sebagainya. Okay. So the component of quality management is including the cost control, risk, quality, procurement, resource and communication. So cost control is either direct and indirect cost. Later I will go detail on this. Cost control techniques, project cost and control and monitoring. Okay, why we need the cost control management? Okay, actually to ensure that the project completed within allocated budget. That is very important. Okay, and early detection of actual cost of runs in construction activities is vital to management, because this actually will impact on the budget cost and profit. Okay, so it will provide opportunity to initiate remedial action and increase change of eliminating or minimize the impact. And okay, the direct cost, because the cost of run increase project cost and reduce profit. This is the most important thing. Okay, the direct cost. What is direct cost? Cost that is directly applicable to the project. Okay, that which is allocated in the budget. So any cost of activities or service that contributing to the physical completion of the specific project. For example, the finishing labor for concrete floor slabs, materials for structure, equipment, and subcontractors charged for installing the air conditioning system. So this is in the budget list, land reclamation. However, indirect cost is costs that are not directly accountable to a cost of the project. So it's not in the budget of the project, but we need to have that. So that is costs that support the project as whole, but cannot be identified directly with specific work items in the project. So either fixed or recurring, they have two, which is, for example, the fixed indirect cost is the activities or cost that fixed for a particular project, for example, to build the temporary roads, temporary site office, staff vehicles, okay. And the recurring is on the salary, the personal office salaries, okay, which it repeated. Okay, every month we need to pay the salary, right? For example, in the budget, dalam budget cost project tu, we have project vehicles. Kita ada apa ni, kereta site, kita cakap kan, project vehicles. However, they do not allocate for the driver. Contohnya lah. So you need to pay salary every month as the indirect cost kalau nak pakai driver. Tapi biasanya kalau contoh macam kerajaan, kita contoh JKR, projek JKR. JKR tu sendiri ada driver dia. Jadi dia bagi kereta projek, dia ada pakai driver dia sendiri. However, sekiranya perlukan driver, dia akan jadi recurring indirect cost. Okay. And cost control technique, which is on the planning to plan the project budget and keeping a track of cost. Okay, macam mana nak plan the project budget? Budget has to be made at the beginning of the planning section. It is help to estimate all payments that need to be made and costs that will occur during the project life cycle. And the making of this budget therefore entails a lot of research and critical thinking. Planning the project budget. How to plan the project budget? The main purpose is approach to plan the project budget might be differ among construction practitioners. It actually depends who are doing it, who are do the planning. For example, client, they have different purpose or different approach. Architect, contractor. So it boils down to the purpose. All right. So you need to, it depends. For example, project manager plans the project budget in order to control the actual cost of the project. But the contractor, they do the planning for the claim purposes. So that's why it depends on the purpose of the who doing the project budget. But the main criteria is time allocated to produce the project budget, the accuracy of the budget which suited their purpose, the existing information that available. For example, data on cost, drawing, specification, and experience of the partner, right? So planning the budget, there are two types of budget estimation, which is single rate and dual or multiple rate. Single rate means that one rate only, which, for example, on the unit, either on the unit, on the cubic or volume capacity, floor area, elemental, story, and enclosure. One rate only, single, satu. Okay, but dual multiple rate is using rough quantity estimation, which this one need drawings, price rate, and also rough specification of project estimation elements. All right. Cost analysis, this is actually similar to elemental method, but need modification and adjustment for price, quantity, and quality. And quantity take off is the most accurate method for the multiple rate estimation. Okay, cost control technique is to keep a track of costs. So keeping track of all actual costs is also equally important as any other techniques. It is best to prepare budget that is time-based. So this will help in keeping on track of project budget on each of its phases. So we need to have this yang kita buat macam dalam jadual. Remember our previous lecture, my previous lecture on chapter 4, we need to put it on the Gantt chart, the schedule. So week 1 we have the cost and total cost untuk kita buat S-curve kan. So kita ada keeping track at one time. Okay, the actual cost will have to be tracked again the periodic target. So actual and plan. So we have, ingat tak waktu kita buat scheduling and planning and scheduling chapter 4. So we have this the plan and also actual. So when we do the S-curve, we have two S-curve. One is for the plan and one is for the actual. So the targets could be on a monthly or weekly basis or even yearly if the project will go on for long. So it depends on dia punya time frame. Ingat tak yang kita buat kan baca tu kan ada yang kadang-kadang daily basis, ada weekly basis. Okay, some also can have yearly basis. So this is what we had learned previously to track the project cost using bar chart and CPM. And CPM we have two methods which is ADM and PDM, error diagram method and precedence diagram method. Cost control techniques is to have effective time management. So we know that the total cost of the project could keep rising if the project unable to meet the project deadlines. And the longer the project is dragged on for, the higher the cost incurred, which effectively means that the budget will be exceeded. And project change control system are essential to take into account any potential changes that occur during the course of the project. Any potential, for example, design dia salah, okay? We have a wrong design, so we need to change the design. So This we need to control. This is due to the fact that each change to the scope of the project will have an impact on the deadline of the deliverables. So the changes may increase project cost by increasing the effort needed for the project. One of the example project sakit yang dekat Muar, what happened is during foundation, nak buat foundation dah problem because the method they use not suitable at the location site. Okay, dia kata because of they have existing building nearby, so they want to use hydraulic jet to do the piling. But when the machine arrive, the machine settle down. Baru mesin tu sampai je, dah tenggelam mesin tu. Tanah tu lembik sangat. So they need to change the method. So the not only the method, the design for the foundation, everything need to change. So yang ni yang kita takut sangat lah tu, bila berlaku macam tu, the project will be delayed and the cost also increase. This is component of project cost, which is including material, subcontract, plant and equipment, overhead, labor, fee or profit, and contingencies, and also allowance. Materials is a direct cost consumed in the realization of physical elements of project. Price list can be obtained by distributor or supplier. Okay, barang apa yang kita nak pakai. For example, sekarang ni kalau si channel, last year kita boleh dapat dalam 23, paling murah RM23 si channel. Sekarang ni dia dah naik sampai RM30 lebih. Banyak. So we need to actually obtain the latest price on the materials to actually to control our project cost. Sebab tu kita tender dia punya harga barang lain. Tapi bila berlaku contohnya macam sekarang ada COVID, banjir lagi, so mungkin harga akan meningkat certain things. Okay. Okay, equipment and plants cost divided into rental or owing. Okay, this one, either you want to rent or you want to buy, to own the equipment. It depends on these factors, the type, size and capacity, and the useful life. Okay, how long you want to use the equipment or plant. Okay. If you have many projects which took many years, okay, owing may be beneficial, okay, yang ni mungkin lebih menguntungkan. But if you only have one project currently, next project not sure, maybe rental is the best, sebab kita sewa je on the specific time, okay. And then operational cost including the fuel, spare part, maintenance, operator cost, yang tu yang kita kena bayar untuk operate the equipment and machines. Okay. Labor cost. Labor cost is a sum of all wages paid to employee plus any related taxes and benefits, including, for example, the KWSP. KWSP kita potong gaji pekerja untuk simpan kan. The company need to pay more than the salary that been cut down from your basic. Daripada gaji awak tu kena potong masuk KWSP, tapi percentage yang majikan kena bagi lebih tinggi. Sebab tu KWSP untung. Okay. Tapi kalau kerja kerajaan, kita lebih prefer ambil pencen. Kenapa? Sebab lepas pencen kita akan terima separuh gaji setiap bulan. Kita tak payah fikir pasal duit KWSP, dapat duit banyak. Orang yang tak pandai nak simpan duit tu habis. Nanti dah tak ada duit dah. Okay. Beli kereta lah, beli macam-macam. Contractor cost, payment to subcontractor to do a package of work in a project. For example, macam specialist work, for example, lift, okay, untuk buat lift. Allowance, cost for unplanned work, okay. Kalau ada tambahan lain, we give allowance. Fee or profit and contingencies, it depends on project size, site condition and project complexity. So it's different, different project have different contingencies, okay. So information from owner which can be seen in tender document. Overhead costs, either you have fixed overhead or variable overhead. Okay, fixed overhead is recurring expenses which are constant and do not normally fluctuate with the business volume or the number of production employees. For example, office rental, water, electricity, material testing. Okay, this one is fixed. Variable overhead, all operating expenses generated by field personnel. So it will fluctuate directly with the amount of people a company employs as part of its production level cost. For example, site engineer, project manager, marketing, official trade costs. Okay, cost control and monitoring. We have work programs, inspection of works, a project budget, start meetings, record keeping and monitoring work and cost performance. For cost control and monitoring, for work program, usually we use planning and scheduling to monitor progress and financial performance. So it is a good method since work progress can be measured and related to the cost. Inspection of works and comparison made with the budget, sometimes subject to judgment also. Okay, hence it's lacking because it's subject to the judgment. The project budget cost attached to responsibility center with work target to be accomplished. So it used in relation to the schedules max in the best tool for cost control. And site meetings. Meetings help to review the progress of work and compare to the monetary allocations. Usually in the planning, we had determined when mungkin once a week or twice a month bila kita nak buat kita punya site meetings to actually control the progress and also to provide some motivation to the workers to manage the performance. Okay. And record keeping, documentation of activities carried out to enable early detection of deviation from the set standards. So kita the set standard, okay, kita akan tengok apa ni kita punya planning tu dekat site sama ke tak. And monitoring work and cost performance, client, consultants and the contractors use monitoring tools of schedules, budget, inspection and feedback to keep watch on the cost performance. So we had learned in chapter 4 how to do the scheduling, okay, to control our project. So number 2 is risk management, which is including the risk management program, insurance and also performance bond. Okay, what is risk? Risk is a chance that things will not turn out as they were intended to. Okay, kita plan lain tapi dia jadi benda lain. So itu adalah risiko dia. Okay, the consequence may affect cost, time or quality. So adversely or positively. So why we need risk management? Kenapa perlunya risk management ni? To identify and control risk so that can avoid or minimize losses. Sebab itulah kita tak nak kita nak control kita punya risiko tu. Untuk kurangkan risiko, less the risk, increase the profit. Eric ni adalah we can identify in good time, so we can Eric is E, eliminate obstacles and biggest risk. R, reduce risks by survey, redesign other materials, different methods or changes. I is insure, transfer risk. Okay, kalau kita buat insurance, kita transfer risk because insurance will cover on that. Okay, and contain risk within unallocated contingencies. Okay, contain. So tu yang Eric tu ERIC. Okay. So risk management program, which include 4 steps, which is the risk identification, analyze and evaluate the risk, treat the risk, and monitor and review the risk. Okay. So how you want to identify what and where? You need to answer yourself what and where to identify the source of risk. So siapa yang who involved or affected. Okay. And then risk analysis and evaluation will answer what is the magnitude, what would be the impact, cause or consequence of that event occurring. Okay, so you will see the severity of the risk. Okay, determine the level of the risk and treat the risk. What action need to be taken? Okay, how you want to treat the risk. Okay. So you develop strategy plan with specific countermeasures to address the identified risk and to reduce possible damage. And number 4, monitoring and review. How you want to implement and monitor. Okay, you had determined the action that you want to take. How you want to implement it, implement and monitor. So monitor and modify plan for new risk. Monitor activities and process to determine the accuracy of planning assumptions and the effectiveness of the measures taken to treat the risk. And risk management policies and decision must be regularly reviewed. Okay, because we do not know that the number three method that we had list is effective or not. So we need to monitor and review. The method include the data evaluation, audit, compliance measurement. So this is an example of risk management program. Here maksud dia hazard identification, risk assessment, risk control. Okay. So what you need to do first is to identify the hazards. Okay, apa dia? And then you need to do the risk analysis and after that risk control. Okay. Risk analysis including identify the existing risk control because sometimes it's repeating hazards. So kena tengok ada before this, ada existing risk control or not, and then mark the severity. Lepas tu barulah kita buat risk control. Insurance for construction project. There are so many insurance. Construction sites are inherently dangerous places and usually involve a significant risk, which make construction insurance an important safeguard. Even kalau company apa-apa pun kita ada insurance under Perkeso, which company need to pay, saya dah lupa dah berapa persen, tapi company kena carum lah untuk insurans pekerja. Workers operate in extreme condition, operating heavy machinery and using tools can cause injuries. They may also need to work at extreme heights, near unfinished or damaged structures and where other construction is ongoing. So that's why insurance is very important. And construction insurance take into account the unique risk of a construction site and pays its benefits if workers are injured or killed despite the employer's safety measures. Okay. Sebab tu bila ada kematian, keluarga akan terima insurance. Construction insurance also cover materials and machinery on the construction site in the event of the accident, fire or thief. Types of construction insurance. Okay, there are so many types of construction insurance. Yang ni detail you can read by yourself. Okay. Workers' compensation and employees' liability insurance. Kita ada professional liability insurance. We have comprehensive general liability insurance and contractual liability insurance. Okay, and builders' risk insurance and equipment floater policy and payroll taxes and insurance, wrap-up insurance. The details I want you to read by yourself. Okay. C is on the performance bond. Okay, performance bond guarantee for the satisfactory completion of the project. These require having a collateral property or investment to back up the requirements of the security agencies. Performance bond dia macam ada certificate dan tapi dia ada collateral, dia ada warranty. Selalunya kerajaan akan letak satu warranty untuk performance bond dia orang. Sebab tu kalau projek yang di cancel dan sebagainya dia kena bayar pampasan balik. Okay, contoh macam jabatan Singapura tu kan, kena bayar balik pampasan beratus-ratus juta. So a performance bond is usually used by a bank or an insurance company, both of which act as a surety untuk pastikan. Sebab kalau projek yang bilion atau beratus juta, company takutlah nak buat, tiba-tiba dia cancel. Okay. Jadi ada surety dia supaya kalau cancel kita dapat balik dia punya kos yang mula-mula yang telah dikeluarkan. Okay, quality management including QMS, ISO and QLASSIC. Okay, what is quality? What does the quality means to you? It is a conformance to specification, fitness for purpose. Okay, this one is on our first slide is for the client's purpose. Okay, meetings need and expectation, free for defects, on-time delivery, consistency, safe and reliable, customer satisfaction, value for money, right things, place, price and time, a quality race without a finishing time. Okay, this is semua ni sebenarnya termasuk dalam quality. Okay. So why need to manage quality? Okay, to ensure that the project will satisfy the requirements of client. So semua tu tadi sebenarnya to satisfy the requirement of client. So all activities of overall management function that determine the quality policy, objective and responsibilities and implement them by the means such as quality planning, quality control, quality assurance and quality improvement. So quality checking will be done secara berkala. For example, even UTHM pun ada ikut fakulti masing-masing. Contoh macam kita baru je audit, kita dapat 7 tahun for example. So the next 7 years, we need to do audit lagi sekali macam tu. Check dia punya quality. The quality management including the quality planning, quality assurance, quality control and quality improvement. Quality planning is the setting of quality objective and specifying necessary operational process and resources to fulfill the quality objective. Quality assurance is the plan or systematic actions necessary to provide enough confidence that a product or service will satisfy the given requirements for the quality. And quality control, the ongoing effort to maintain the integrity of a process to maintain the reliability of achieving an outcome. And improvement is the purposeful change or process to improve the reliability of achieving an outcome. So dia berkait ni, mula-mula kita plan, assurance, control and improve, berturut-turut. QMS is Quality Management System, which can be seen as a complex system which consists of all parts and components of an organization dealing with the quality of process and products. So the definition is the managing structure, responsibilities, procedures, processes and management resources to implement the principles and action lines needed to achieve the quality objective of an organisation. So kalau tengok macam UTHM sendiri pun kita ada misi dan visi tu. So we need to achieve the objective. Kalau macam lecture plan pun kan kita ada objektif, kita punya outcome. So we need at the end of the study, at the end of this course, need to achieve the objective and outcome. So what is the process? ISO 9000 standards promotes the adoption of a process approach with integration of various process that make up the quality management system. So kita ada input, proses A, output, control C, ada input lagi, proses B, output, proses C. All work is accomplished by a process. Okay, for example, we have our resources and then it will become the input of the process, which is a value adding transformation involving resources. Okay, so we have the output. Ada apa output kita, invoice, computing software, liquid full. This is process performance. Input, ada proses, ada output. Itulah dia punya quality management system process, QMS. So the key principle is PDCA, plan, do, check, act. Okay, plan dulu, buat, check apa yang kita buat untuk monitoring and management, and then improve. Okay, so plan, including the policy, objective, QMS, planning resources, identify processes, organization structure, and etc. Do, including the commitment, implementation, policy, procedures, and training. Check, to monitor and measure. Add, to action plans and improvement. Okay, PDCA cycle. So this is a PDCA cycle system for ensuring customer satisfaction. Okay, mula-mula sekali kita plan, and then what are the input on our resources to process our plan. Okay, so we do it and then check and improve. Do it, which is go back to suppliers and contractors, improve, and the process will be in cycle. So that's why we have cycle, PDCA cycle. Sama buat balik. And you will get the output, which is the product or services. Okay, bagi kepada customer, and daripada customer punya feedback tu, kita pergi balik untuk improvekan. Okay, to improve our PDCA cycle. Objective of QMS is Quality Management System. Okay, the objective is to encourage organization to analyze customer requirement and to require organization to keep this process under control to ensure the consistent quality is provided, and to provide framework for continual improvement, and to provide confidence to organization and its customer that it can consistently fulfill this requirement. ISO is International Organization for Standardization. Okay, so we have this since 1947. So ada standard, macam-macam standardization. Ada ISO 9000, ada which provides comprehensive guidelines on the principles, scope and implementation of QMS. So this is ISO 9000, the construction industry, which normally follows ISO 9001 is for organization carries out design work. For example, architecture, practice, design, build. So kena tengok dia punya clause dia. 9002 for organization do not carries out design work. Ada berapa clause? 19 parts clauses. So the purpose and application of ISO is for the planning, the implementing and maintaining the improvement of effectiveness of QMS. So it's a basis for audits and certification. The ISO is as contractual requirement between customer and supplier. So dia ada satu benchmark, okay, standardization, standardized, standard. Kalau kita tak ada benchmark tu, nanti orang tu kata ni dah quality dia dah capai. Setengah orang cakap dah capai, dia the quality become very subjective. Tapi bila ada satu ISO, ada satu standard, kita akan follow the standard. That's why it is done to reduce multiple customer audits through harmonized quality standard. Okay, so we follow one quality standard. The clauses which is included the scope, normative references, terms and definition, quality management system, management responsibility, resource management, production realization, measurement, analysis and improvement. This is their core clauses. Assessing quality of workmanship using QLASSIC. QLASSIC means Quality Assessment System in Construction. Quality management, we have QMS, ISO and QLASSIC. QLASSIC is Quality Assessment System in Construction. It's a system or method to measure and evaluate the workmanship quality of a building construction work based on Construction Industry Standard, CIS 7/2006. QLASSIC enables the quality of workmanship between construction project to be objectively compared through a scoring system. Okay, dia ada ni CIDB yang keluarkan, kita follow CIDB, dia ada scoring system. So this developed in 2006 by CIDB under the technical committee including JKR, JPN, REDA, PAM, Pertubuhan Arkitek Malaysia, NBAM and HBA and others relevant organizations. Okay, The quality assessment for building construction work, this standard specify requirement on quality of workmanship and also assessment procedure for building construction work, which have 4 categories. Category A is on the landed housing, which is detached, semi-detached, terrace and cluster house. Cluster house, rumah dia yang macam ni. Okay, tanah. This is the house. So we have house number 1, house number 2, 3, 4. Okay, they detach with each others on the side and the back. Okay, kalau semi-D dia ni tanah. Okay, kalau semi-D kita bercantum dekat sini. Okay, rumah nombor 1, rumah nombor 2, house number 2. This is semi-D. And category B, including the flat, apartment, condominium, service apartment and townhouse. Category C for office building, school, others related facilities building. And category D is on the special public building, macam hospital, airport. The objective of Class C is to benchmark the quality, to establish the standard quality, to assess the quality of workmanship, and to evaluate the performance of contractors based on quality, and also to compile data for statistical analysis. This is the weight-in assessment. Kita ada markah-markah dia. For example, komponen dia kerja-kerja berstruktur. Ni ada markah dia. This is the scoring. Okay, sini bina in percentage. Okay, so total you will get 100%. For example, for landed housing, structure work 25%, seni bina 60%, M&E 5%, others 10%. Okay, so total we will get 100%. So the category A, B, C, D, these four categories have different scoring. Dia ada skor yang berbeza. So ikut ni, category B, category C and category D for special public building, which is airport and hospital. So they have different scoring on the component. Why apply for classic assessment? So it's actually to enables you to benchmark the quality of the workmanship of your construction project, to provide you a standard quality assessment system on the quality of workmanship of construction project, and also to enhance quality control in construction project, and to specify quality criteria for contractors' performance scoreboard. This is how the classic assessment carry out. This one is to check the evenness of the surface, the hollowness of the internal wall, the straightness of the edge. Semua ukur for the walls, for the door frame, semua dia ukur. Lurus tak lurus. Because if you don't check, sometimes even the dinding tu dia sebenarnya tak lurus. Kalau kat toilet dia sengit contohnya. The floor trap ni, the falls in wet areas and the hollowness for floor. Dia mesti air masuk dekat floor trap. Bukannya air bertakung dekat the other side. Jadi semua tu ada quality assessment, classic assessment. This is the process of the classic process flow, which is start, apply to CIDP, which is the developers, project owners, contractors to submit application. And then there are the scope of assessment, which is including the architecture, structure, M&E and external work. And then sampling by assessor. Number of samples to be assessed are based on the sampling guideline in the CIS 7. Location of samples are predetermined and marked in the construction drawing. On-site assessment, independent and qualified assessor will be carried out the assessment, and the quality of workmanship are based on the requirement on the CIS, and the scoring is based on the given category, and the classic score will be given in the percentage. So this is an example yang kita dapat scoring for the government agencies, consultant, developer, contractor and others.